You wake up, reach for coffee, and your cells quietly dry out. After 60, this one habit, skipping water first thing in the morning, speeds up aging, disrupts your gut, and slows your brain. But one simple change, done within 30 minutes of waking, can change how you digest, think, and feel all day. Most people believe they drink enough water, but it's not just how much, it's when. New studies show that the first hydration of the day controls how your skin, gut, and brain function. Dr. Hartley explains the hidden mistake and the daily ritual that helps older adults reclaim energy, clarity, and comfort. 1. What happens to the body? Overnight you sleep. You don't move, you don't drink. But your body? It's still losing water. Through your breath, your skin, and your kidneys. Most people don't realize this, but overnight, we lose between 0.5 to 1 liter of water without even noticing. For older adults, that loss carries a heavier cost. By morning, your blood becomes slightly thicker, your cells are less hydrated, and your digestive and cognitive systems are already operating at a disadvantage before the day even begins. It's like trying to run a car without oil. You can turn the engine on. You might even go a few miles. But inside, the system strains with every move. That's why many seniors wake up feeling groggy, lightheaded, or stiff. It's not just aging. It's often mild dehydration, hidden but cumulative. Aging makes this worse. After 60, your body holds less total water. Your thirst signals become weaker, and your kidneys conserve water less efficiently, meaning you wake up drier than someone younger, even with the same habits. And here's the part most don't expect. That morning, dehydration can reduce blood volume by 5 to 7%. That's enough to lower oxygen flow to muscles, impair gut movement, and make your brain feel foggy. This is exactly what happened with Rosa. At 71, she wasn't unhealthy. She walked every morning, ate well, and stayed engaged with her community. But she started noticing a strange heaviness when she got out of bed. Not dizziness, just a kind of slowness in her head and belly that lingered until lunch. I thought it was just age catching up with me, she told me. But when I asked her how she started her morning, she said, "Oh, always the same. I make my tea first. That's how I wake up. No water, no fluid replacement, just caffeine, on an empty dehydrated system. This is more common than you think." Without rehydrating, the body begins the day on a downward slope. Digestion slows, the gut tightens. Blood pressure may dip, then overcorrect. And that off feeling many people blame on poor sleep is often just thirst delayed. So, what's the solution? It's not complex, it's not expensive. It's just 1 glass of water within 30 minutes of waking. But more importantly, it's what that water does, especially for your cells. 2. The cellular cost of morning dehydration. It's easy to assume that water just quenches thirst. But inside your body, especially after 60, hydration does something far more profound. Every cell in your body, from your skin to your brain, is wrapped in a delicate membrane. That membrane needs fluid to stay supple, responsive, and protected. Without water, it begins to sag, stiffen, break down. In the skin, this shows up as deeper wrinkles and loss of elasticity. But under the surface, it's even more urgent. When your cells are dry, oxidative stress rises. That means more free radicals, more inflammation, and, over time, shorter telomeres. Telomeres are like the shoelace tips of your chromosomes. They protect your DNA every time your cells divide. But chronic dehydration weakens them, and when telomeres shorten, aging accelerates. In a major NIH cohort study in 2023, researchers tracked over 11,000 adults across 25 years. Those with serum sodium levels above 142 millimoles per liter, a common sign of mild dehydration, had a 50% higher risk of biological aging and 20% greater mortality even without major illnesses. But here's the hopeful part. The fix is simple. In a 6-week hydration protocol, where adults over 60 drank 8 to 16 ounces of water within 30 minutes of waking, skin hydration increased by 27%, and wrinkle depth reduced by 15%. The reason? Your cells are like tiny sponges. and those first minutes of the day determine whether they're soaking in what they need or slowly drying out. Rosa didn't know any of this when we spoke. She just knew her skin felt tight in the mornings. She had tried creams, serums, even collagen supplements, with little change. But once she began drinking water right after waking, before her tea, before anything else, her skin started to glow again. Not dramatically, just gently, naturally. Like her face was remembering something it had lost. It wasn't skincare, it was cell care. So, let me ask, do you drink water before your coffee or after? Because that tiny shift might be doing more for your skin and your cells than you realize. And there's one more system in your body that hydration deeply affects: your gut and your brain. Both respond within hours, when the first thing you give them is water. And now I wonder, what about you? Have you ever noticed your skin or energy shift, just from how you start your morning? 3. How dehydration alters your gut and brain. Most people think of dehydration as something you feel: dry mouth, thirst, maybe some fatigue. But long before you notice those symptoms, your gut and brain are already struggling to function at full capacity, especially as you age. Let's start with your gut. Your intestinal lining is made up of tight junctions, microscopic gates that keep nutrients in and toxins out. When you're well hydrated, these gates stay sealed. But when you're even mildly dehydrated, especially overnight, they begin to loosen. That's when endotoxins like LPS, waste from gut bacteria, slip into the bloodstream. This is what researchers call inflammaging, low-grade, chronic inflammation that slowly damages your tissues and speeds up age-related decline. In a 2024 microbiome analysis published by Xiaohe Publishing, researchers found that seniors with consistent hydration routines had higher levels of Akkermansia and Christensenella, two microbes linked to reduced inflammation and better longevity outcomes. Those without proper hydration had higher markers of leaky gut, brain fog, and fatigue, even if their diets were otherwise healthy. But it's not just your gut. Your brain is over 70% water. When dehydrated, blood flow to the brain decreases, reducing oxygen delivery, slowing down neuron communication, and affecting memory, attention, and clarity. This happens subtly, especially in the morning. A 2020 Penn State cognitive study tested seniors under varying hydration levels. Those who were even slightly dehydrated showed slower reaction times, reduced executive function, and more frequent recall errors. But surprisingly, the overhydrated group didn't do better. In fact, they did worse. Why? Because too much water can dilute sodium levels, a condition called hyponatremia. That imbalance can cause confusion, dizziness, and cognitive dullness, very similar to what dehydration does. So, what's the takeaway? Hydration is not about how much, it's about how well and when. Aging bodies are more sensitive to both extremes. What they need is a rhythm, not force. That's why Rosa didn't just chug a bottle of water. She created a ritual. 1 glass of water. A few deep breaths, a moment of stillness before the noise of the day. Her digestion softened. Her thoughts felt clearer by 9 a.m. And perhaps most importantly, she stopped feeling foggy in the middle of conversations. You don't need to overthink it. Just learn to greet your brain and gut with water, before anything else. 4. The morning protocol that changes everything. Healing doesn't always begin with a medicine. Sometimes it starts with a habit so small, you barely notice it. But your body does. That's what I tell every patient, especially those over 60, when they ask what to do first in the morning, because if you've just spent 6 to 8 hours without water, your body isn't just waking up, it's recovering from drought. Here's the hydration protocol I give most of my senior patients, and the same one that helped Rosa feel steady again, without reaching for more pills or more caffeine. Step 1. Within 30 minutes of waking, drink 8 to 16 ounces of water. That's about 1 full glass, or half a bottle. It doesn't have to be cold. In fact, room temperature or warm water is easier on the stomach. Sip slowly, yeah? You're rehydrating tissues, not flooding them. Why this matters? It kickstarts digestion, supports bowel movement, and thins the blood just enough to restore brain and heart circulation. It's your body's reset button. Step 2. Add a pinch of Himalayan salt, optional but powerful. This provides trace minerals, like sodium and potassium, that help the water enter your cells more efficiently. Think of it like giving your water a key to unlock the door. For Rosa, just adding this made a visible difference. The lightheadedness I used to get in the shower, gone, she told me, just from that pinch. Step 3. Wait 15 to 20 minutes before your first coffee or tea caffeine before hydration can worsen dehydration. It's like trying to sweep a dry floor with no broom. You'll stir dust, not clean it. Giving your body water first helps prevent that diuretic flush and protects kidney balance. Rosa still drinks her tea, but she moved it later, right after breakfast. And she no longer gets that post-caffeine crash by mid-morning. Step 4. Optional boost, fermented foods with breakfast hydration isn't just about water. It's about how the gut retains it. Adding a spoonful of sauerkraut, a sip of kefir, or even a bit of Greek yogurt helps your gut lining absorb and hold fluid longer. Plus, it supports a healthier microbiome, your internal hydration partner. This isn't a quick fix, it's a rhythm. But in 2 to 3 days, most seniors feel less bloated, clearer-headed, more regular, more awake without more coffee. Rosa started calling it her morning medicine, even though it came from nothing more than her tap, a spoon of yogurt and a pinch of salt. 5 common mistakes that quietly backfire. Rosa followed the protocol: water first, salt pinch, wait before tea. But something still wasn't right. One morning, after skipping her salt and going straight to herbal tea, she felt dizzy. Not faint, not sick, just off. That morning fog she thought she had left behind had crept back in. So she asked me, "Am I doing something wrong, even though I'm drinking water now?" She wasn't alone. There are 2 common mistakes I see in seniors who are trying to hydrate, but accidentally work against themselves. Mistake 1, coffee or tea before water. It's subtle but powerful. Many believe coffee counts toward hydration, and yes, technically it does. But when taken before water, especially on an empty stomach, caffeine acts like a diuretic. It increases urine output by up to 30%, pulling water from the system before your tissues get a chance to absorb it. For seniors with lower kidney efficiency or reduced thirst signals, this means starting the day in a deeper deficit. You may still feel hydrated, but your cells aren't. That morning, Rosa skipped water and went back to tea. Her symptoms returned fast. Mistake 2, overhydration. Yes, too much water is a problem. In an effort to be good, some drink 2 to 3 large bottles in the morning, but too much water, too fast, can dilute sodium levels, leading to a condition called hyponatremia. Symptoms include headache, nausea, dizziness, confusion. Ironically, they're almost identical to dehydration, making the mistake harder to spot. The 2020 Penn State study we mentioned earlier showed this clearly. Seniors who were overhydrated performed just as poorly on memory tasks as those who were dehydrated. Hydration isn't about flooding, it's about precision. So, what's the sweet spot? Start with 8 to 16 ounces of water. Watch your body. The rule of thumb: stop when your urine is pale yellow. Not clear, not dark, just soft yellow. That's your signal. And remember, hydration is contextual. If you're sweating, take medications, or eat salty foods, your needs shift. For Rosa, the fix wasn't another rule. It was awareness, listening, adjusting, making hydration a conversation with her body, not just a checkbox. She didn't need more fluid. She needed better rhythm. And perhaps, so do you. Rosa didn't need a new supplement. She didn't need a smart water bottle or a fancy hydration tracker. She just needed a pause, one small pause before her morning tea. One moment to remember. Her body had been working all night, and it was asking for help. That help didn't come in a pill. It came in a glass. Hydration, in the way we're talking about it, isn't about gallons of water or perfection. It's about respecting your first moment of the day. Because your body isn't dry by accident, it's dry by habit. by forgetting. For Rosa, remembering to drink the glass of water became more than a routine. It was an act of kindness to herself, a soft way to say, I'm still here, and I still care for this body. Maybe your mornings feel rushed, maybe they feel repetitive, but maybe, just maybe. All it takes is one small shift to help your gut relax, your skin soften, and your brain begin the day awake. What's the first thing your body receives when you wake up? Is it coffee, a screen, stress, or is it something healing? If this reflection opens something for you, I invite you to stay with us. Next time, we'll explore the best foods to eat before 9 a.m. to boost digestion, memory, and energy, naturally. Until then, may your mornings be steady, may your water be remembered, and may your body feel the quiet return of ease.